UFC 325 in Australia is coming up, and honestly, it's not the most compelling card I've ever seen. But we're not here just for the fights. We're here for the right picks that can make us money. This Saturday, January 31st, the main card kicks off at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Pacific. What I'm doing today is straightforward. I'll go through the fights I'm covering on the main card, point out what I think will decide each matchup, and then I'll tell you who I'm siding with. These are my reads based on tape, trends, and behind-the-scenes chatter that sometimes matters. But remember, this sport isn't 100% predictable. Yet we've predicted most of the fight so far. But if the chaos proves me wrong this time, I'll take the heat in the comments. Today we're breaking down 4 bouts, so without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with Tuivasa and Tallison Teixeira. Tuivasa hasn't been in the cage for almost 2 years. I don't think he's been training hard all this time. But he doesn't need momentum, he doesn't need a setup, he just needs you to hang in front of him for 1 extra second. The downside is he gives openings. When he's forced to move backward, he can be a little too willing to eat a shot just to throw his own. Teixeira has the physical tools to make that dangerous for Tai. He has longer range, bigger frame, and a style that doesn't require brawling to land damage. If Teixeira keeps his basic game plan, he's going to find some ways to land clean shots. So the whole fight comes down to one thing: who lands the first clean, meaningful connection? I've spoken to a guy who's in the know about what's happening in Tuivasa's camp, and he says the only reason Tai's back after such a long layoff is because he wants to make some quick cash and get back to living like a regular guy. Well, this mindset isn't conducive for winning. My pick is Tallison Teixeira, simply due to Tai Tuivasa's ring rust. Next one is Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Ruffy. Fiziev is a technician. He has sharp shot selection, fast reactions, and he's good at keeping the fight inside his comfort zone. He doesn't waste motion, and he usually wins exchanges. Also proven against high-level speed, which matters here. Ruffy is quick, and if you trade with him casually, you can pay for it immediately. Does Fiziev stay disciplined and stack clean minutes, or does he get tempted into a war for a bonus? We'll see. But my money is on Fiziev. I think he wins the consistency battle and keeps the risk low. Fiziev by decision. Moving on to the co-main event, we have Dan Hooker taking on Benoît Denis. This one is a pressure test for Hooker. Hooker is good at punishing entries, and he's great at turning range into a problem you can't solve. When he gets time to set his feet, he starts building combos and forcing you to reset. Denis is on a 3-win streak. He looks unstoppable. He doesn't want you comfortable for even 10 seconds. He's relentless with that forward motion, clinch to takedown attempts, scrambles, and a pace that makes opponents stop thinking clearly. So the only question is, can Hooker keep this at striking distance? If he fails, he is toast. My pick is Benoît Denis. I expect him to force enough clinch and grappling time to get it done. It's going to be late finish or strong decision. And to top it off, we have Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. There's not much point overanalyzing strengths and weaknesses here. We all saw the first fight, and based on that, you can make a pretty clean read on what happens this Saturday. Lopes tried to pressure Volkanovski and keep the tempo high, but Volk was the one landing the cleaner, more significant shots. He was sharper, faster, and more explosive in the big moments, and his footwork kept Lopes from setting his feet, which killed a lot of the combination work and made Diego forget about takedown attempts. If Diego doesn't somehow steal momentum at some point, Volk is probably going to replicate the same blueprint as last time. The only thing that really flips the script is attitude, underestimating the opponent or getting overconfident. And yeah, there's been talk that Volk is taking this one a little too lightly because Diego Lopes didn't give him serious problems in the first fight. People are saying he's been relaxed in camp, even skipping sessions here and there, like he already thinks he's got it locked up. But even with that, my pick is still Volkanovski. Lopes can absolutely have a big moment, but I think Volk wins the larger body of work, steady output, sharp reads, and explosiveness when it matters. So I've got Volkanovski by decision. Here is a quick recap of my picks for the fights I covered. Teixeira, Fiziev, St. Denis, and Volkanovski. Drop your picks in the comments and tell me which fight you think ends early. And if you want extra layers, updates, insider info, and the best betting strategies, check out my Telegram. Links in the description. See you there.